Welcome to World Cinema Reviews. This is your host Frank the Vamp. And as we continue horror month, we've done a couple of international B movies, and we're pretty much just exploring the cheese of the world. However, I thought that since this is my channel, I can make all the rules and can talk about anything I want in horror month. And I've been wanting to talk, a lot about Rosemary's Baby. And we're gonna call this a horror classic. And you know why I'm gonna call it a horror classic? Because it is. The significance and the power of this film is actually pretty big. Recently, there was a miniseries, a remake of sorts, and even though it got mostly negative criticism, I actually found a lot of good things in it, and I'm gonna put the link in the description if you guys want to check out the what I think about the remake. And definitely think that it was really nice. And if you want to check it out, feel free to do so. Now, what is it? What is so special about Rosemary's Baby? Well, first, whatever you think about Roman Polanski, the director, as a human being, and we're not going to talk about that in this video. He's a great director, and he can do horror quite nicely, and we know that from if that's another movie I'm going to put in the description, which is my review of the Fearless Vampire Killers. Awesome movie. But he really knocked it out of the park here. This is the story of lovely Rosemary Woodhouse and her husband Guy. They both move into New York, and Guy is trying to become this actor, and she's just a country girl. She's very naive, and she's her first time in the big city. And even though they're facing money problems and he's way over his head, she goes in there and she supports her husband, and the newlywed couple, they're going out there and taking a chance in the big city and trying to make it big, right? They go into this really dark, old apartment that, has an infamous reputation. But they take it, they love it, and they take it. And their neighbors, the Cassavetes, this old couple of weird traditions, and seems to have taken an interest in Rosemary and seems to be awfully hospitable. And we all know it's no spoiler if you see. If you've seen, I'm taking that most people have seen the film. If not, you know that Rosemary. It's basically on her way of becoming the mother of the Antichrist, the son of Satan. And the film's power lies in, I will say, three big things. First of all, the acting. Everybody's wonderful in it. I especially really like Mia Farrow here. She starts with a look of really not knowing, and little by little she's getting into this web of lies around her. Everybody knows what she doesn't know, and she becomes more wary and more paranoid as it goes, and her appearance changes. The actress actually made a radical look, haircut, and just very spooky, sick look, especially for a pregnant lady. Really reflecting the impact of the hellspawn and the things that she was being told to drink, that would calm the beast inside her, right? It's really real and shocking, especially for 1968. I really like the Cassavetes and the way and the Satanists that act around really, really, even though they're over the top, you could really see them act that way. And, quite spooky. And it's kind of like a big brother type of feel that the world is not as it seems, and it's run by elderly men with really horrible traditions and beliefs, and that you just don't know about. It's just a dark secret that goes around. So some secret societies that may do these things, and it's certainly impactful. If whether you are well, if you're a Christian, or if you're a Satanist, you certainly know, if you acknowledge that there's a presence of God, you have to acknowledge the presence of the devil as well in this world. If you're an atheist, then you probably could appreciate the fact that it's a warped sense of belief that could actually be quite dangerous. So it works in so many levels. As far as the, like I said, everybody's, you know, we also see the mysterious man, very creepy mysterious man, that turns out to be who, and it's really creepy. The way that it's told in the story, and the witchcraft book, and everything about it is just so intense, creepy. Another thing that the images of the film are so powerful. That's the other thing that I would say, that it really impacts, the fact that the sex with Satan scene is really shocking for their time. At part seeming, part dream, since part nightmare, and really, it's quite shocking, some of the parts. For that time, especially. So the visuals of that is really powerful, and seeing the helplessness, like Rosemary's pretty much being raped against her will, but she just can't do anything about it. She's drunk and beyond belief, and she's been, well, not drunk. She's been pretty much drugged into it, and the other thing that I found profound is the ending, without spoiling it. But like I said, it's just the fact that seeing Rosemary with a weapon that could endanger her child, and seeing what she's gonna do with it, what the visual of it, and that is very intense. It's this film. We're talking about the drug addict girl's suicide earlier in the film. It's the film's just full of powerful images that I think that, especially for the time, that were really shocking and out there. Last thing, I think the thing that works around, besides Polanski's brilliant directing and casting, and the setting of the film where it takes place, everything just perfect. Another thing that I definitely think that it works is just the overall message and setting of the film, which is really upsetting. That the whole theme that hadn't you had some other films that could, we have The Old Man right later, and we have, I know we have other films, but this was just like the first, I would say, really well done, great thematic film about this specific subject, and that just works in so many levels. The ending itself, very controversial, very strong. I couldn't find, as a classic film, I can't find many films that are so solid as this film, and definitely I think it belongs in a lot of top 50s and top 20s and sometimes top 10 horror films of all time. If I want to know if you agree or disagree with that. But it's just, you take everything into account. And if you haven't seen this film, you're really missing out. If you're a true horror fan and you haven't seen the original Rosemary's Baby, I invite you to watch. And I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like. If you didn't like it, well, tell me about it. I mean, tell me your feelings about Rosemary's Baby. I want to know. I'm curious about that. And also, subscribe. Enjoy Horror Month, as we got many more, videos for you. Take it easy. Don't let vampires bite, and don't let Rosemary's Baby bite. Ciao.